Greetings, this is Ms. Jackson again. Here is the next part of the modules 4 and 6 unit tests. I'm going to cover questions 8 through 10 here. These are our data questions, so all sorts of graphs and information. Problem 8, this type of graph is a dot plot. Sometimes it is called a line plot. It organizes information on a number line, and we pull the information from there. The first key to solving any graph, and it is a rule in my classroom, the first thing you have to do is locate and circle the key of the graph or the chart. The only one that will be a little bit different is going to be a bar graph, and we'll talk about that. Do I have one in here? No, we've talked about it enough in class though. On a bar graph, there is not a key. Either on the side or the top or the bottom, there's a scale. And you can look at examples of bar graphs. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. That is kind of the key for us. The kids know that. They're really good at bar graphs. But for this dot plot, circle the key. In this case, each dot is equivalent to 1 hour of practice. So let's look at our scenario here. Mi Young practiced gymnastics for 16 days. The results are shown in the dot plot. Which list of numbers represents the hours Mi Young practiced? Okay, when you see the dot plot like this, what they're wanting you to do is figure out which one of these answer choices correlates with what we see up here. And one way that you can find that is to make a bit of a list of what you see here. And so I will start here with this first category, which is going to be 1. How many times did they practice 1 hour a day? And that I see 2 dots. So in my list down below, I should see 2 ones because that's what's shown here. I'm going to look at A, B, C, and D, and this is a great time to use that strikeout tool. And we went over it in class, how to use the strikeout tool, and we will look at it again. The strikeout tool allows you to mark out things that do not fit as the correct answer choice. A, I see 2 ones, B, 2 ones, C, 3 ones. So I'm going to mark out C because when I look up there, there are only 2 dots above that category 1. That's all there can be. And then D also has 2 ones, so that's good. The next section I'm going to go to is this category of 2. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dots on the 2 section. That means I should have 5 2s. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. 1, 2, 3. So if you look down at D, there are only 3 2s, and there should be 5 2s. Really, you're just matching up the data. Category 3. There are 3 dots, so I need to find the list that contains 3 3s. If I look at this A, I only have 2 3s. B has 3 3s. C and D are already out from their 1s and 2s, so those are gone. Okay, now I'm not going to stop there. I am going to finish this out for the entire thing to make sure that B is the correct answer. I've marked everything else out, but I want to be sure I haven't made a mistake. Category 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4s. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. That's good. And then, oh, that one's already marked out. 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. That's good. And then lastly, category 5. 2 5s. It had 2 there. B is the correct answer. On these dot plots, oftentimes it is just matching up the numbers at the bottom to the numbers you see at the top. Just take it one step at a time. As you match those together, mark out what is not correct, what is correct. 9. Picture graphs. The pictograph shows the number of flags sold by 3 stores on Monday. So our title here is Flags Sold. Our shops are the Art Shop, the Bluebird, and Mike's Market. And then the most important thing we do, find the key. That is going to change how we answer this. Each flag represents 4 flags. I like to label everything before I even get to the question. So what I'm going to do right now is go back and look at this chart. Now that I know that each flag has a value of 4, I'm going to write the total value of each shop out beside it. So the art shop, I see 3 flags. That's 3 flags times a value of 4 each is 12. The Bluebird, there's 1 flag. It's worth 4 flags because that's what that tells me there. It's equal to 4. And lastly, Mike's Market, 4 flags times the value of 4 is 16. Now I'm going to answer my questions. How many fewer flags did the art shop sell than Mike's Market and the Bluebird combined? Let's read that again. How many fewer? That is a difference question. It's going to require subtraction. How many fewer flags did the art shop sell? Well, the art shop sold 12. Then Mike's Market and the Bluebird combined. Mike's Market was 16 flags. The Bluebird was 4 flags. Combined means I need to add those two together. 16 plus 4 is 20. Now to figure out how many fewer flags the art shop sold, I now take this combined total of 20. And from that, I need to subtract 12. And my answer will be 8. This is a 2-step word problem, dealing with graphs. Take your time on it. We have practiced. Number 1, recognizing if it starts with how many fewer, how many more, how many less, then it's going to be a subtraction question at some point. It's a difference question. And 2, when you see these categories listed in the word problem, label the values above it. Pay careful attention for important words like combined, and follow those steps one at a time until you get to the final answer. Okay, the last question we're going to look at for this section of the review is problem 10. It says, Julian counted the types of animals he saw at the park. The frequency table shows the animals Julian counted. So what we have here is the animal type, the number of animals. This is being represented in tally marks. And then the frequency table, which is our favorite kind because it just represents the data in regular numbers. Frequent means how often does something happen. A frequency table is showing how often were these animals seen in the park. Okay, if Julian counted a total of 30 animals, how many turtles did he count? When I look at this, I instantly know I want to turn this into a strip diagram because it organizes the information so nicely. And so I'm going to do that here. In the top, I always put my total number of animals. Do we know the total? Yes, it's 30 because it tells me he counted a total of 30 animals. In the bottom, we put our parts. Well, there are 9 ducks, 6 geese, an unknown number of turtles, so I'm going to leave that off or put that at the end here, and then 7 squirrels. Those are my 4 parts. To find this missing part here, what I need to first do is add up what I know, the parts that I have. In this case, 9 plus 6 plus 7. 9 and 6 is 15. We're going to write that up here maybe. Plus 7 is 22. So this whole section right here, and I'm going to use the highlighter to show it, has a value of 22 because we added all of those little parts together. It came to a total of 20. Oh, wow, that's not what I wanted. 22. From there, to find the missing part, what I need to do is subtract what I've figured out from the known total. How did I do that? Wait, we're all learning together. I really have no clue how that happened. I've never quite made that happen. Look, it's back. Yay. We're going to subtract the parts that we have from the total. Hopefully the screen's not going to move. 30 minus 22. And that's going to give us this missing value of the turtles here. 30 minus 22 is 8. Therefore, he counted 8 turtles. Once you find your answer and you tell me that this is an 8, please go back and celebrate. In my 3rd grade math class, celebrate means double check your math. Add together all of these and make sure that your total is indeed 30. If it's less or more than 30, you really need to check your math again. Something has went wrong. The number of kids that say, well, I found my answer, but it's not here. They don't have the right answer here. But I have to look at deep into their soul and encourage to try again, because they are so convinced that they are right and the paper's wrong. And not to say that that couldn't happen occasionally. It could. But most of the time it means our math is wrong. We need to double check something. Okay, that is it for this part of the test review. Next week's IXL codes, one of them involves building bar graphs using the technology on IXL. That's going to be an important code if you care anything about the STAR test at the end of the year, because that is a new question type as of a couple of years ago on STAR test. The people that came up with that technology are quite proud of it, and it shows up now almost every year on STAR. And what it'll look like is it'll give either a tally chart or a frequency table, some sort of data, and ask the students to create a bar graph that correlates to that. And to create it, you have to click up and get the bar to the exact right spot, paying attention to the scale on the side, and it's good fun. The kids usually like that code, but that's an important code for the kids to practice, and it's typically kind of more fun, maybe, to some. Okay, that's it for the data part of this. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'll be happy to help the best I can. And then I'm going to get ready to make the final video.